Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to our lecturer for giving us the opportunities to be here. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. I am Nur Farhana binti Ghazul Nizam, number matric 01 DKB 1AF 1028. Today, our group will present about chapter 6 and the topic is corporate governance. Now, we should move to the question. Question number 1 is, describe the nature of corporate governance and its relevance with financial service in Malaysia. The definition of corporate governance is the process and structure used to direct and manage the business affairs of the company towards enhancing business prosperity. Corporate governance essentially involves balancing the interests of a company, many stakeholders such as corporate participants and society at large, which is mean corporate governance refers to the system of rules and policies, plus it identifies who has the power of the company and who can make the decision. As you know, board director have the power of the companies, and what we call as many stakeholders and corporate participant is shareholders of the company, CEO, senior management executive, supplier, financial and customer. All of these have benefit on their own position in companies. Okay, now we should move to the next point. It is corporate governance is the structure of rules, practice, and process used to direct and manage a company, which is mean that if company have followed the corporate governance, it can make the company become more stronger and running smoothly because they have guidelines by corporate governance. Now, we move to the next point. A company's corporate governance is important to investors since it shows a company's direction and business integrity. If company has a good corporate governance, it can build trust with investor to invest their money with the company, so it can gain more profit together. And the lastly point is, bad corporate governance can cast doubt on a company reliability, integrity, and transparency, which can impact its financial health. Which is mean that if company have a bad corporate governance, it can make the investor feel not confident to invest their money because they do not want to take the higher risk and bear the loss. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. So now I will pass the second question to the next presenter.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and thank you to Farhana. My name Nur Sarina binti Muhammad Yusof, matrix number 01 DKB 18F1033. Now I will continue for the next subtopic, which is MCCG. MCCG stands for Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance. As you can see, the first point is the Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance introduced in 2000 and has been a significant tool for corporate governance reform and has influenced corporate governance practices of companies positively. Means that MCCG diperkenalkan pada tahun 2000 and has been a significant tool for corporate governance reform. Means that MCCG merupakan instrumen yang sangat penting untuk companies, especially companies listed on Bursa Malaysia. to apply MCCG in the companies. Next, the MCCG reflects global principles and internationally recognized practices of corporate governance which are above and beyond the minimum required by statute, regulations, or those prescribed by Bursa Malaysia. Means that MCCG mencerminkan prinsip-prinsip global dan diiktiraf di peringkat antarabangsa. And beyond the minimum required by statute regulations, maksudnya dia memenuhi keperluan minimum yang termaktub dalam undang-undang yang ditetapkan oleh Bursa Malaysia. Okay, next point, the MCCG was reviewed in 2007 and 2012 to ensure that it remains relevant and is aligned with globally recognized best practices and standard. Means that pada tahun 2007 dengan 2012 MCCG ni dia telah disemak balik untuk pastikan yang MCCG ni kekal relevan and is aligned with globally recognized best practices and standard. Means that MCCG ni sejajar dengan standard yang diiktiraf di peringkat global. Next point, in 2017, the MCCG, which supersedes its yearly edition, takes on a new approach to promote greater internalization of corporate governance. Key features of the new approach are listed in diagram 1. Okay, means that pada tahun 2017, MCCG ni telah diperbaharui dan beberapa pendekatan baru telah diambil untuk menggalakkan pembudayaan MCCG ni dalam sesebuah companies. Okay, this is diagram 1, key features of the new approach. As you know, in 2017, MCCG takes on a new approach. So, there are 5 key features of the new approach. The first one is the comprehend, apply, and report approach or care approach. Second, the shift from comply or explain to apply or explain an alternative. Third, greater focus and clarity on the intended outcomes for each practice. Fourth, guidance to assist companies in applying the practices. And the last one is identify exemplary practices which support companies in moving towards greater excellence. Okay, that's all from me. Now I call upon Shazwin to continue our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you to Farhana and Sarina. Now I would like to continue our presentation. So my name is Niknor Farhana Shazwin binti Nik Zulkarnain and my metric number is 01DKB18F1030. I would like to explain about the question number 3, which is identify principle of corporate governance. As you can see, there is 4 principles that I found, which is accountability, fairness, transparency, and responsibility. Okay, so we will start with our first principle, which is accountability. Is the code provides for accountability of the company's board of directors to all shareholders in accordance with applicable law and provide guidance to the board of directors in making decision and monitoring the activities of the executive bodies. Maksud dia dekat sini, semua syarikat ada pemegang saham kan, iaitu shareholder, which is semua aktiviti accountability ataupun perakaunan shareholder ni dapat mengikut undang-undang yang ditetapkan dan lembaga pengarah syarikat ni can monitoring and making decision, maksudnya dapat memantau kegiatan perakaunan pemegang saham ni. Okay, so we continue with our next principle, which is fairness. The company undertakes to protect shareholders' rights and ensure equal treatment of shareholders. The board of directors shall give all shareholders the opportunity to obtain effective redress for violations of their right. Maksudnya kat sini, setiap syarikat akan melindungi hak-hak pemegang saham. Pengarah syarikat tu akan bagi, contoh macam bagi ganti rugi dekat pemegang saham kalau berlaku sesuatu yang melanggar hak mereka. So dekat sini bermakna syarikat tu prinsip dia perlulah fairness, iaitu adil dekat semua pemegang saham. Okay, next principles of corporate governance, which is transparency. The company shall provide timely, accurate disclosure of information about all matters fact relating to its activities, including its financial situation, social and environmental indicators, performance, ownership structure and governance of the company, as well as free access to much information for all stakeholders. So maksud transparency dekat sini ialah ketelusan. Maksud ketelusan bagi prinsip dalam syarikat adalah ketelusan dalam menyebarkan data pemegang saham. Maksudnya syarikat perlu mendedahkan maklumat yang tepat kepada pihak yang berkepentingan dalam syarikat tersebut. Okay, so for last principle of the corporate governance, which is responsibility, the company recognize the rights of all interested parties permitted by applicable law and seeks to cooperate with such person or companies for their own development and financial stability. So maksud dia dekat sini adalah syarikat itu sendiri yang bertanggungjawab atas semua hak pemegang saham. Contohnya CEO, Board of Director, BOD kena bertanggungjawab kepada pemegang saham dan hak-hak yang pemegang saham patut ada. So that is all from us. Thank you.